So what are zero DTE options? Because before we get into the strategy, you have to understand what they actually mean and how they work. Now, zero DTE stands for 0 days to expiration. When it comes to trading options, you choose an expiration date at which point your option contract is going to expire. Now, a zero DTE contract is going to expire that same day. And they're also going to be the riskiest contracts you could ever trade. So you're never going to end up holding them overnight because they expire the same day, and they're going to move and have a crazy amount of volatility. You're going to make hundreds of %, or you could lose the entire contract's value in a couple of minutes. Now, it's not every stock that you're going to be able to trade zero DTE options on, and in the example today, we're going to be looking at SPY or the S&P 500. And on SPY, every single day, you could trade a zero DTE contract. Now, because the contract expires the same day, we have to understand that theta, or one of our option Greeks, it's going to tell us how much those contracts cost to hold. Well, theta decays extremely fast. So in other words, every minute that passes, those contracts are going to lose value. And that's why you need a clear entry and exit signal so you can execute these trades as fast as possible. And that's exactly what this strategy that I'm going to cover in this video gives you. So I've gone ahead here and I've pulled up Robinhood. I'm going to be using Robinhood for the example, although it is not the main broker platform that I trade on, but we've got a very beginner-friendly interface to both show you the chart, and in this case, I have searched for SPY or the S&P 500. And on the bottom here, you can see the options chain and all of our option contracts. Now, don't worry if you don't know anything about options, we'll cover the basics as well. Now, SPY is going to have the most liquid contracts. That means there's the most people trading them, and it's also going to have the tightest spreads. And that just means the difference between where buyers are looking to buy at and sellers are looking to sell at is going to be very similar. With some option contracts, you really have to be careful when you place your order that you're getting a good fill price. With SPY, it's not really a concern because there's so many people trading them. And so when we go to enter, really the difference between the bid and the ask, or what is known as our spread, may only be $1. And at the same time, we're going to be getting in and getting out quick. We don't want to worry about someone on the other hand of the transaction not being able to actually sell those contracts to us, or for us, once we're in the trade, to be able to get rid of those contracts and sell them to someone. Because remember, the options market is a marketplace, and there's always someone on every end of the transaction. So once you have your SPY chart pulled up, I'm going to be on a 1 minute time frame. Now, these two moving averages that you're going to need to apply, they're going to work the best on a 1 minute because we're going to be able to see those entries and exits and make those decisions as fast as possible. So if you head up to the top right hand corner here, you can do this on any broker. They're going to be EMAs or exponential moving averages. Now, we're going to want to adjust the length on one of them to 9 and on the other one to 21. So we've got now on our chart the 9-day exponential moving average and the 21-day exponential moving average. Now, what a moving average does is it gives you a visual representation of the average price over that specified period of time. And so with the 9-day EMA, we could see the average price of SPY over the last 9 days. Now, this is going to track very closely to the current price SPY is trading at. The 9 EMA is a very fast moving average. It reacts quickly to price and it tells you what's happening right now. Now, on the other hand, the 21-day moving average is going to be a bit slower. It is going to give you short-term trends and it's going to filter out any noise. Because on a 1 minute chart, there's going to be a lot of chop. We're going to see a lot of up and down movement. And so by using these two moving averages together, this is how we're going to identify our entry signal. And that entry signal is going to be what's called a crossover or a moving average cross, which put simply just means that when one moving average crosses over the other. For example, here we could see the 9-day crossed over and below the 21-day. And then for example, here we saw the 9-day cross back above and over the 21-day. So it is this intercepting point where the moving averages meet and cross that is going to let us know the direction of the stock we're trading in the immediate short term is shifting. And we're moving from either down to up or up to down, and that trend is changing. Now, this cross, as they start to come together, this is your signal to get ready, but not not necessarily to enter just yet. I like actually giving it a 1 minute candle close to see that we've actually held the cross. After that 1 minute, if at that point we still see the moving averages are over each other, then that is going to be our entry signal, because sometimes they will come together, they'll get close, and then they'll diverge. So it's really the convergence, wait 1 full minute candle close. And again, these are all 1 minute candles. And then at that point, we are ready to enter. Now with options, we can bet on a stock going up or down. If we want to buy a call, we're going to bet on that stock going up. If we want to buy a put, we're going to be betting on that stock going down. Now, when the 9-day EMA crosses above the 21-day EMA, we're going to look to buy calls. And you can see here how we were in this bearish trend. We started to reverse. We got the cross. We waited for that 1 minute candle close, and this would have been our entry. Now, on the other hand, when the 9-day EMA is above the 21-day and it crosses below, for example, here, this is where we would buy puts, betting on that stock to go down. Because you could see here how now all of a sudden that direction shifted and we started selling off. Okay, we are running through things pretty fast here. I hope you're following along. I did want to take a second to reach out to any of you out there who have been struggling to find consistency, to find profitability in the stock market, specifically trading options, because that's what I do. That's what I specialize in. That's what I've helped hundreds of traders learn how to become consistently profitable in trading. So what I'll actually do is I'll put a link below and you can join my mentorship. I trade live every single morning. You'll be able to sit over my shoulder essentially in a live Discord session. Watch me enter and exit positions. I will also send you a message when I buy a contract. I'll send you my stop loss. I'll send you my take profit. You'll essentially be able to follow along and mirror those trades that I'm taking, make money or lose money alongside myself depending on how I'm doing, and at the same time learn the lifelong skill of trading. So I hope to see you over there. Links in the description below. Let's continue on with the video. So you wait for the 9-day EMA to cross above the 21-day EMA to buy calls, or you wait for the 9-day EMA to cross below the 21-day EMA to buy puts. And it's really important that you wait for confirmation before you enter. So don't enter on the crossover itself. Wait for that 1 minute candle to fully close above or below. Most traders will jump in the second they see the moving average cross and get stopped out right away. So just by waiting for that 1 minute candle to close after the cross is going to eliminate a lot of false entries. Now, let's say we have gotten our entry signal, and I'll give you a couple live examples here, but what you're then going to do, and we'll wait here and we'll see because the moving averages are still apart. We want to wait for them to cross, but whether they cross above or below, you're then going to look to actually buy that option contract. So we'll head down here to the options chain. You can see SPY, and you can see I am going to buy, let's say, for example, a call. Now, if the 9-day crosses below, we'll buy a put. But we want to make sure we are on these 0 DTE contracts, the June 16th 0 DTE contracts. And when it comes to actually choosing the best option contract, well, let's talk about that. You're going to want to look for a contract that is 1 to 2 out of the money. Now, if we're on the call side, we can see the current share price of SPY is $753.67. That means that any of these strikes, okay, these are these strikes, any strikes below the current share price on the call side, these are going to be all in the money. Any strikes above the current share price, these are going to be out of the money. And with puts, it's just the opposite. You can see here I've got strike, volume, open interest, delta, and ask. Volume represents the total amount of contracts that have exchanged hands between a buyer, seller, buyer, right, during that given day. If you bought a contract, you'd become part of that volume. Open interest represents the total amount of contracts that are currently being held, and that is updated once daily. So we could see yesterday's open interest. Now, if you want to add delta, you can do this on your broker. You're going to go to customize column sets on here. We're going to add delta. So we're going to want to look for a contract that is 1 to 2 strikes out of the money, or, and ideally both, that has a delta between 30 and 50. you can see the delta behind these 754 calls is 41 or 0.41. Behind the 755 calls is 0.25. Behind the 756 calls is 0.14. And you can see how the delta is going to continue to decrease and get smaller. As we work into the money, you can see how that delta is going to increase. So again, a delta between 0.30 and 0.50 and a contract that's 1 to 2 spaces out of the money. So it's not too far out of the money that the contract won't move, but it's also not too deep into the money to the point where the contract becomes too expensive and doesn't move much, right? We can see the ask side, so what these contracts are currently going for if we want to buy them. And we know with options, if we buy one option contract, that is going to give us the essentially same leverage as if we owned 100 shares of that stock. And so 0.83, that's $84 or $83. You can see the market is open, so these contracts are shifting. If you want to buy one contract, it's going to cost you $80. If you want to buy one contract here, it's going to cost you $22. Obviously, the further out of the money, the contracts are going to be cheaper. The further in the money, the contracts are going to be more expensive. Now, the further out of the money, the contracts are going to be riskier, but they're going to move more. You're going to have more potential to make more, but also lose more. And the further in the money, these contracts are going to be safer. You're going to lose less if you're wrong, but you're also not going to make as much if you're right. So it's about finding that balance. And that's why I say 1 to 2 strikes out of the money with a delta between 0.30 and 0.50. So really the most ideal contract, if we wanted to buy a call right now, would be the 754 call. The delta is 0.41 and these are $80 a contract. So at this point, you understand what we're looking for as far as the entry goes. And then the ideal contracts to buy, whether it's a call or a put. So now at this point, we just have to be patient and wait, because unfortunately we missed this last entry where the 9 EMA crossed above the 21 EMA, where we could have bought calls. And you could see since then how SPY has moved up, and we could have already made 50, 60, or even 100% on our contracts. Now, I do want to go through a live example, but there's no trade yet. But let's talk about what is theoretically going to happen once you're in the trade and what your exit signal is going to be. So for your take profit and your stop loss, it's going to be the same signal. It's going to be the crossover. Now, I'm going to go back here a bit to show you what this would look like. Let's say here we were waiting. We waited for confirmation. So earlier today, you could see here how the 9-day EMA crossed below the 21-day EMA. If we waited that 1 full minute candle close and we entered here, this would have been our entry. And we obviously at that point would have bought puts. So we would be in puts all the way down here. You're never going to get out at the perfect top and you're never going to get out at the perfect bottom. Now we were still in this trade. We're in these puts all the way down here. Yes, it started to come back up a little bit. And here is where we got the cross again. And waiting for the 1 full minute candle close after the cross is really important, especially on the exit, so we don't get stopped out on accident. And sometimes it's going to be a little bit hard to see, but here we got the cross. We saw the next 1 minute candle close, and look at how they're already flat and we already were essentially back below. So this would have been a false exit. Now, even if you did exit there, keep in mind, you just capitalized on this entire move from about 754 to about 753.40 on SPY. That could have been a 50 to 60% trade there. Now you can see we came back down a little bit. They tried to cross again. They couldn't. Came back down a little bit. And here we go. This was the cross. We waited. We got that 1 minute candle close. This would have been our exit. So we actually would have squeezed a little bit more profit out of that move potentially. And so it's very straightforward. Same thing would go for the call side. So you can see here how they got flat. They came together. We were trying to choose the direction. So when the MAs are flat, that just means the market does not know where it wants to go. There's a lot of indecision. And so things got flat here. And then look at that. We got the cross. If I highlight the 9-day EMA there, you could see how we have the 21-day, the 9-day crossed above the 21-day. This would have been your entry signal for calls. And now when do we get out of those calls? We get out of them when the 9-day crosses back below. So if the 9-day crosses above, we're in calls. Then we're going to wait for the 9-day to cross back below. And look at that. Look how long it took for us to then finally get that cross back below. Wait for that 1 minute candle close. Guess what? We didn't get it. We're still in the trade. We're still in the calls, still in the calls. Boom, they cross. We wait for the 1 minute and we close the trade. So this would have been a monster trade. You would have caught 753 all the way up to about 756 on SPY and could have made 200, 300, 400% on those contracts. These 0 DTE contracts are going to move like crazy and you'll see in a minute here when we go through a live example. So again, you wait for the cross above, enter your calls, and then you just wait for it to cross back below to sell those calls. And then on the put side, you wait for it to cross below, you enter the puts, you wait for it then to cross back above, and you enter the calls. It's really simple. It's super beginner friendly. And hopefully at this point, everything is clicking and starting to make a lot of sense. Okay, we're waiting. 9-day EMA crosses above. We get in calls. We hold the calls all the way up until it crosses back. We sell the calls. So our entry and our exit with puts. We're waiting. It crosses below. We wait 1 minute. We enter, and then we wait for them to come back together and cross back above, and we exit. So that would be our entry and our exit. All right, so right now you could see they're starting to flatten out. They're starting to get closer. We always want to be aware of how far apart they are. And when our moving averages are farther apart, that means the market's moving faster. When they start coming together, that means the market's moving slower. But we can also gauge speeds of the overall market based off of how far apart our moving averages are. Again, further apart, with more distance, that means the market is moving faster in one direction or another, right? And then as they start to come together, as they are now, that means we are slowly preparing for potentially a shift in direction. Speeds have slowed down and the market is getting ready to shift. All right, we are back at it. It is the next day and we're going to try to take a trade live and document this whole process. So right now we're looking here at SPY on the 1 minute. We just got the cross, the 9 EMA, okay, crossed above the 21 EMA, and we're waiting for this 1 minute candle to close, and there it is. So let's look down here at the options chain. We're going to buy a SPY call because we crossed above. These are 0 DTE. 1 out of the money gives us a delta of 0.45. 2 out of the money gives us a delta of 0.38, and then the 752s gives us a delta of 0.32. So we can still go with the 752s. We want a delta of between 0.3 and 0.5. So we'll go here, buy SPY. And we are filled. So now it's just a matter of being patient and waiting to see how this trade pans out. If I took shorts earlier today when the 9 crossed below the 21 and held those all the way down, I would have just sold those right now. And that would have been a nice short position. So now on the way back up, let's see if we can catch a move to the upside. And we're currently up 6% on these calls. And obviously, as we bought these contracts, the 752 strike, 3 out of the money. The further we move out of the money, the more volatile those contracts are going to be, the more they're going to move, the more we're going to make if we're right, but we're also going to lose more if we are wrong. Seeing a nice push here. Up 11%, $13. Just in with one contract for the example of this video. Now I've traded massive size. I've traded $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 per position. My biggest day was $45,000. So this is just an example. Obviously just trading with this account on Robinhood, even though this is not the actual broker that I use myself on a daily basis to trade. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm live every single morning. When the market opens, you can join me, you can watch me trade, enter and exit, and follow along and copy those trades. So if you're interested, I will put a link in the description below. Now, with that said, we'll see if we end up making or losing money, if the strategy really does play out as you've learned in this video or not. Now, what we want to remember is that as our moving averages pull further apart, as there is more distance between them, that means the market is moving faster. Now, they might come together, they might get close, they might get flat. And for the exit, we want to make sure we're following the same rule. We want to wait for 1 full minute candle close, in this case after the 9 moves back below the 21, and then that's going to be our exit signal. So the entry with the 1 minute rule is the same for the exit with the 1 minute rule, and that will help you avoid false exits as well. So looking good so far on the position. All right, so we are getting the cross here. The 9-day EMA is crossing below the 21-day EMA, which means it is almost time to sell. Now we're up about 14%. And because these are 0 DTE contracts, every minute we hold these, it's going to cost us more and more and more. Theta, one of our Greeks, which is time decay, well, unfortunately has caused this position to go from being up 40, 50% at one point. And we've seen a pretty significant move off of our entry. But now, because it's taken so long, it's taken about 35, 40 minutes to get to the point where we're crossing, which again is our exit. And once this full 1 minute candle closes, we'll still be able to lock in a profit, but not as much as we would have 5-10 minutes ago because it's just taken more time. So part of using a 1 minute is giving us those quick entries and exits. And I would say this is about 2 times the average for what it would normally take between entering and exiting. Normally it's about 10 to 15 minutes from one cross to the next. This trade just took a little bit longer. Therefore, time decay theta ate up those contracts. And so we just got that close. We're up 16% or $20. Let's go ahead and sell these. We'll throw in a market order and there we go. We locked in profit. So you just got to see the entire trade from entry to exit where we followed the crossover system using our rules, trading 0 DTE SPY contracts. If you're interested in learning more, if you want to trade live with me every single morning, I'll put a link in the description below to my mentorship. Subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you all in the next one.